This just goes to show you how deep this Epstein situation goes, and how, if it's in the church too, with this story that just got surfaced, a Missouri pastor got suspended after church learned she managed Epstein's private island. Just think about that. These files go deeper than that. From churches to politics to government to Hollywood to celebrities to law enforcement. Just think about it. But then you gotta ask yourself something. If this pastor just got suspended, right? And having ties with Epstein and was on that island, they might as well start looking into all these churches, right? Didn't I say, out of all these 10,000 something religions and all these religions, start looking into churches. You'd probably be surprised they got underground tunnels leading into churches to go in and go out underground somewhere. Trafficking in churches, sacrificing in church. You'd be surprised. A lot of these things go out. Like, you'd be surprised. It just goes to show you how deep this goes. But this is all spiritual. This is dark, yo. Reverend Stephanie L. Remington, a former Missouri pastor, was suspended for 90 days on March 12, 2026 after the church discovered her previous employment with late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Remington worked as Epstein's administrative assistant from August to December 2018, and as the temporary property manager of his private island, Little St. James, from January to May 2019. Her name reportedly appeared in approximately 1,800 U.S. Department of Justice files that recently released, which included emails regarding day-to-day island operations. The church stated that Remington did not disclose this association in her required annual paperwork. Instead, she reportedly claimed she was performing extension ministry through Wesley Theological Seminary during that period. She admitted knowing Epstein was a registered sex offender when she took the job, but stated she never witnessed any abuse or wrongdoing. She has not been accused of any crime. Remington's duty on Jeffrey Epstein's private island, Little St. James, were primarily operational and administrative according to records in the Epstein files released by the U.S. Department of Justice. Her responsibilities included serving as a temporary property manager from January to May 2019. And she oversaw the day-to-day operations of the island's facilities, managing guest travel arrangements and maintaining access to guest itineraries, overseeing specific renovation projects, such as upgrades to the island's kitchen, acting as an administrative assistant from August to December 2018, which involved frequent communication with Epstein and his associates regarding errands and booking flights. Records from 2018 list her as a designated emergency contact for the island. While Remington appeared in over 1,800 records detailing these roles, she has stated to News that she never witnessed any abuse or criminal activity. For the duration of the suspension, Remington is stripped of all ministry duties and functions with the UMC. Under UMC rules, a suspended clergy person typically retains their appointment salary, housing, and benefits during the 90-day investigative period. The internal review by the Missouri Conference Board of Ordained Ministry focuses on several key areas of concern. The probe is investigating claims that Remington provided false documents regarding the duration of her work for Wesley Theological Seminary, allegedly portraying she was employed there while she was actually working for Epstein. Did you hear that? Portraying she was employed there as in that theological seminary, but she was actually working for Epstein. So what is that trying to say? That she was an agent, this hiding or playing a role, like, yo, okay, you want me to help you? Allegedly, and this is me thinking out the box, not the story here, but I'm just saying, like, okay, we're gonna use you as an agent. You know, honking. We're gonna use you as an agent. We're paying you this money. You do business with us. You know what's going on. We don't want you to talk and say anything, so take this hush money. So we're gonna have you play this role as a minister. You're gonna be in this church, or we're gonna put a file saying that you work there, and we're gonna use you for you to help us see any children, get any children, and help them and lead them to the places, help us traffic more kids. And why not the church? Why not do it in the church? Because it looks safe in the church, right? People will go there seeking help, and it's supposed to look all godly, right? In a church, right? You would never ever suspect anything going on in a church, right? After all, churches for salvation, and people go there seeking for help and healing and rescuing. But no, the people who are in these churches, oh no, there's no evil in them. They're not undercover agents, right? They don't hide their things, right? There's no politics going on in these churches, or there's not people in these churches who's in cahoots with other people in other different churches, and they not doing something shady on the low, right? So yeah, if you don't think that these things can happen, that they can't plant somebody, you don't think that can happen? We have a big business here. We're trafficking people, and it don't matter what it is. We're trafficking either drugs, or we're trafficking people, or we're doing something malicious. But we need this person here planted, maybe in schools too, right? Hey, we need this person as a teacher. They're not really a teacher, but here, take this money, a lot of money, give this person the certificates and the requirements, fix their little paper up, and have them put in that job there, and that person, leave them alone. They're an agent there. They planted to help us, so we can continue probably trafficking kids there, or whatever the drugs is, whatever it is that we got going on. This person there is gonna come through that person. They're gonna watch, scope, and bring it to us. Leave this person out of it. You think that can happen? You think they don't have people stationed there to look apart, but really is to help bring in more things? If movies show you this, and you think that can't happen, I better think again. So was this lady, was she really a pastor? Was she pastor? Or just like it said here, that church is concerned because she provided false documents, or was she an agent and she was planted there so that way she can continue to help? After all, she was on the island for a couple of months out there, right? She was helping out. She played a key role with renovations, talking to clients, booking flights, talking to Epstein and the guests. And you think for 1 second that lady doesn't know, or she didn't see what she saw, even if she decided, come on. And they figure, oh, this is a woman. Let's use her for a church. She seems nice. She looks angelic, like the tone. Let's have a station there. And she can help us bring in more innocent children and bring them there this way. Hi, hi. You think that can happen? Do you think that can happen? Listen, you'd be surprised when it comes to trafficking, right? And this is thinking out the box too, right? Entertainment purposes. But you think, and I gotta use these terms right for the video, but you think that women don't traffic the children? It will be more of the women with the kid, right? If they're gonna kidnap the kid or know that, why? Because it's a woman. She could be trusted with that child. That child's gonna come to that woman like, hey. But you think that can happen? That there's a lot of women out here who's trafficking children, or walking with that kid to bring them to their dealer, or bring them to the person who's paying them to have sex with the kid? You think it won't be coming from more of the woman's part? The man is just gonna be in the background as the security, and some of them do that too. But It'll be more from the woman walking with the kid. It will look less obvious, right? That's what it will look less obvious because it's a woman, the motherly love. You heard that? See, you just gotta think out the box and just gotta observe and watch. That's pretty interesting, though. That is pretty interesting, and the church caught on to that. And the internal review by the Missouri Conference Board ordained ministry focuses on several key areas of concern. I already said that part already. During her 90-day review, as she's suspended, right? The bishop and the board of ordained ministry may recommend several paths. Mediated agreement where the clergy person agrees to specific restorative or remedial actions, and this could include a formal leave of absence or administrative location if the matter is not resolved, and it could escalate to a formal trial where penalties can include the revocation of her ministry credentials and termination of conference membership. That's interesting, huh? Interesting. But do you see how deep this list goes, and do you see the involvement even with the church? Like, do you see how deep this goes? It's everywhere, right? Do you see? Do you see?